I'm back. I'm here, and I'm back. So yeah. So my last video was about everybody's favorite movie. Everybody loves it. It's not even a movie. It's a it is a show and tell, and I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it is Zack Snyder's Justice League. That is what we're talking about. These are my 6 takes. Actually, this is my one of the 6 takes about the movie. And today we're going to be talking about you subscribing and liking the video and becoming a cyborg for this channel, and really well, actually, I prefer that you become an android, sort of more like just follow my every whim, and just everything I say is absolutely, it should be written into your code. It should become truth. Absolutely, this is a cult. I'm horrible, I know. No, this is like, I just want to talk about this. It's been on my brain for a long time. This is one of the series of videos that I wanted to do for a long time, and I don't know exactly how this is going to get out and how I'm going to actually finish all of this, but I've been wanting to talk about this movie for a long time, and I really wanted to do these 6 takes because I have a lot to say. I don't know if I'm saying exactly the same things that other people have said. I haven't watched or heard a lot of reviews on this simply because I had a lot of feels. I had a lot of feels. The feelings. I'm feelings, I know. Horribly. How many times am I gonna plug my own stupid name? I love it though. At the same time, it's fun. So let's see. Today we're talking about Cyborg, right? That's what I said. Or we could talk about You want to talk about Batman? You want to talk about Batman? No, that's happening in the next. That's maybe after this. So you got to stay tuned for the next video. So that's why you subscribe, and we'll just jump right into the. Cyborg sucked in the original Justice League. He got cut. Obviously, I agree with that. Like, if I destroyed your ears there, I'm Horrjblue, I know. Hopefully, you understand that, yeah. I'm sort of, like, definitely Cyborg was I like to... if I could word properly, then I could tell you that he was my favorite character in this movie. I think, honestly, I liked him the most. I think he had a good character arc, right? He had a character arc, right? Did he have a character arc? Yeah. Well, he's like dour, and then he changes, he grows and gets better, and he deal with his... I mean, he had an origin, and the visuals of the origin story seem pretty cool. Like, again, what I said in my Wonder Woman video, and I'll probably say in other videos, I think that Zack Snyder is amazing at creating shots and visuals. I think his movies are phenomenal looking. I think that they're beautiful. I don't so much mind the grittiness or whatever people want to call it, but even with like Man of Steel, there are still a lot of moments that look visually like splendor. And but big big badunkadunk, he's not so good at story. And narrative, and like, every single shot you can question the details of it, and it undoes what makes for a good story. Time and time again, like, there's throw a shot at me if you want, even though I'm not sharing any of my social media yet because I haven't really set up any social media. But someday, if you're seeing this video of the future, you could throw a shot at me, and if I have the time, maybe I can explain some questions about it, what the issue with it is. So Cyborg, this movie, why is okay? I want to talk about his dad, so I'll put a pin in that. But we're talking about Cyborg first. So I really like the actor for Cyborg. I really hope that we get a good Cyborg movie. I am hopeful that there's possibility, especially I think with this guy coming out against Joss Whedon and a lot of the allegations against Joss Whedon, like it sucks because I mean he made a great TV show with Buffy, one of the best MCU movies, one of the not so great MCU movies, I mean, but he really hasn't done a lot to we shouldn't throw him out or whatever. But if he's really toxic and he's really a bad person and he's really harassing people on sets, then it makes absolute sense to just bye. We don't really need there's so many people that try and get into Hollywood that there's plenty of potential of finding great filmmakers still, and even training people to become great filmmakers and to focus in on story, understanding story and choices and putting it all together. But that's, I think, the problem with this movie is putting it all together is such a struggle. But even, I mean, Justice League wasn't that great, and I don't understand. How is this movie better than, Justice League? I don't understand it. Justice League has some very questionable aspects to it. Whereas this movie, I think the only issue, it looks amazing and phenomenal, like I said. The only issue is story and character and questions of and there's lots of plot holes and lots of questions that if you're actually analyzing it and you're understanding plot holes and stories and character arcs and all of the things that all these YouTubers are always harping about and getting on about, then you understand that Cyborg is perfect in this movie. I'm Horrjblue and no, I think I'm trying to think of I think that's the weirdest thing. It's Cyborg is probably the best character in this movie in terms of his story. It makes sense that he has an issue with his dad. It makes sense also that, I mean, the great thing about it is having that distance between them makes sense on multiple levels. He is a machine now, or is confused because he is a machine now. He's largely a machine. He looks like a monster. Walking around the way that he is would be weird, and people would just see him. Are you cosplaying? What are you cosplaying at? What are you And it's at the same time, I mean, his dad kind of did this to him, and I'm kind of mixing up the origin story, I think, a little bit with Doom Patrol's origin of Cyborg has replaced the origin. So I'm sorry, I can't remember exactly how. It's an explosion, right? Is it still an explosion or is it a car crash? I can't remember. But his mom dies still in this movie. And then he winds up with no legs and a missing arm. And then they get the mother box. They somehow figure out that the mother box can fix him or turn him into a robot or whatever. They don't really. I mean, like most science fiction movies, at least try to explain the funky science, but this just Mother Box does whatever you need it to do, I guess. Maybe it does try to explain it, but it still feels like, I don't know, like insufficient. Like the mother boxes are very confusing. I think this is perfectly, I think, space. Like there's 3 of them, and for some reason the Themyscirans know a lot about the mother boxes. That's not really ever explained. I can't remember if what are they called? The Aquamans. I'm blanking on their name. Atlanteans, if they ever like have any explanations about the mother or any understandings about the mother box, that's the one that I was missing in the last video. The Aquamans, they were also in the Greek god Themyscira fight with the lanterns, the Green Lanterns. Yeah, so there was a lot of, came together to stop these mother boxes from answering the life question. What's it called? I don't know. It's like comic book stuff is cool on some level because it's interesting and it's people coming up with cool story ideas. And at the same time, though, it's dorky and it's weird and it's sort of like it's not really that cool. Like, it's not really that cool. It's not really like that, like, what's the right word? It's like some people hype up, are overhyped on the fact that, he's going to answer the life question or what, Half-Life, whatever. I can't even remember what it's called. Like, even though I want to, because I am a nerd. I'm a nerd, guys. I'm not like other nerds. Girls, I mean, I'm not like other girls. I'm totally a nerd. And I want to eat popcorn on Saturdays or whatever. Yeah, so I'm not like other cyborgs, okay? I want to give mothers free money, even though that's sort of antithesis of Ayn Randian, like, ideologies. What's with this socialism in this weird movie? I don't understand. That's one of the questions that I have, is the sort of, like, with Cyborg, is, okay, though I don't disagree with it. I think that, yeah, if you did see that situation and you did have that power, would you also make that decision to give that lady money, steal from the bank, so that that lady who's struggling could feed her children, knowing that the bank is never going to struggle the same degree that that lady is going to? And that's kind of what makes Cyborg a great character, I think, honestly, is the fact that he's seeing the disparity in the world and making a sound good, judgment on it. So, like, yeah, I mean, he's the best character because he's a socialist. I'm Horrjblue, I know. So smug. My smile. Yeah, so is there anything else to say? Like, I think he's the most interesting character. Yeah, his dad. So why is his dad so awkward at acting? This is a dude that is in one of the best movies of all time, T2, Terminator, T2, Judgment Day. Like, what is going on that Joe Morton is not good in this movie? I don't understand. He's such a long history of like being a great actor, but for some reason, I just don't. I didn't like his acting at all. He didn't feel like ever sort of like a real person. Like Cyborg felt real, which is weird because I've never seen this guy in a movie before. You know, the guy that played Cyborg, whose name is escaping me right now. And his name is Silas Stone. That's his name. That's not his name. Ray Fisher? Ray Fisher, yes, that's his name. Ray Fisher. Like, why is Ray Fisher doing better in this movie than I already forgot his name. What is going on? Joe Morton. Why do I not know his name? I've seen him in a bunch of things, and he's in one of the best movies of all time, T2. Please sponsor me. I'll plug anything you want. T2, Terminators, whichever Terminator, I will still, even if it's, the bad one, which you know who you are. The bad one. That's who you are. You're the worst of the Terminator movies, and you know which one you are. And I'm not going to say which one it is because they already it knows. So but I'm sort of getting away from this because I was never there's no sort of. I can't remember if there's any actual issues that I had other than like Joe Morton's acting was kind of bizarre and it felt bad and off, and he didn't really feel like a human being. And so it was that was kind of the most disappointing aspect of it. It's like Ray Fisher's doing this wonderful job, I feel, and here's this seasoned actor doing this terrible job. So I never sort of felt a good connection between the two of them. So I was very much, that kind of ruined the Cyborg stuff, even though Cyborg was mostly perfect. I genuinely don't think that there was any other issues with Cyborg. Other than Cyborg was great. So subscribe and look forward to the other 4 videos. 4, right? You guys right? 4? Yeah, there's totally people over there that I'm not just talking to myself. I'm not just, pretending to make sure just to spend a little bit of time to ensure that you wind up checking out the other videos, because you totally are going to do that, and I'm not petting out this at all. So, goodbye.